YouTube, how you doing? Prime Gundam coming at you again with another Gundam War based video. This time we're going to be looking at the White Beatdown deck, which focuses on the Gundam Wing and Gundam Seed franchises in the Gundam universe. Pretty soon, I know this is pretty bad, like I put the match games up without actually explaining how to play the game. I'm going to start doing little mini segments called Let's Play Gundam War, where I explain different cards and I explain different rulings and different key abilities and just generally all around how to play the game, so people won't be too lost when we're putting up the match videos. But that aside, let's take a real good look at White Beatdown deck. Now, with all Gundam War decks, you're going to need generator power, and this deck runs, I'm not going to spread them all out, it runs 15 white generators. Now you see some, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but some say Seed for S and some say Wing for W. That doesn't mean that if I want to play a Gundam Wing card, I have to have a Gundam Wing white generator. If I want to play a Seed card, I have to have a Seed generator. For the game, white is white, and that means if you have a white generator, that counts as a white generator power. Basically, in the Magic, it's like, this is a land card. If I have a white land, it doesn't matter if it says S or W. If I want to play this one white card that needs one white generator card, I can have this S generator out and still be able to play it. It doesn't matter in this game as long as I have the color. Doesn't matter the faction. Hope that made sense. Units. So first in the units we have 3 Leos, which serve as the one turn drop in the deck. Pretty good. 2 striking points and no shooting points to add to a squad, and I will be explaining squads in the Let's Play Gundam War segments. Next is 3 Archangels. Archangels are a support unit, which means they can be played in addition to your main unit for the turn. And Archangel is really good because it combos with the keyword ability called Phase Shift Armor. Phase Shift Armor is like, in Magic, is like haste. The creature comes out, the unit rather, comes out and is able to attack their turn and not be able to put in roll status, which this is roll status, this is reroll status. And when you play units, they usually come into play in reroll status. But Phase Shift Armor gives it haste, which means that it comes into play in a reroll. But at the end of turn, you have to return it to your hand. The Archangel, if you put it in a squad, prevents the unit from being rolled, which means it prevents it from being returned to your hand. And it's a really cheap battleship, and that makes it really good for this deck to support the really big units. One of the key cards of the deck here is 2 Andrew Waltfeld's Lego. This card is really good because it attacks only on Earth, but it has an ability called Desert. Desert means that all of your opponent's units have to have Desert to fight this card, to go into battle with this card, and if they don't, any unit that moves in the roll with this gets put in reroll status, which means it gets put in defense status, which means it doesn't deal damage to it. And it also has an amazing ability where it gets to attack twice. So it has a double strike ability, which means it attacks twice for 3, which means you're getting a guaranteed 6 somewhere if it attacks your opponent and your opponent tries to block or not block. 2 Buster Gundams, just a standard Phase Shift Armor unit. 2 Strike Gundams, L Strike Gundam as it's been eroded, is really good because when it's in a battle unit in reroll status, every card in a squad with this card, with battleship in its name, cannot be destroyed by opponent card effects. Makes it real good. 2 Aegis Gundams. This is used for its high mobility effect mostly. 1 Freedom, 1 Justice. These are just big beefy units to drop later on in the game. And 1 Wing Zero, which is used for its wide range and also its wide range weapon and also its high mobility stats. Now we're going to go on to the pilot cards. And unlike the red-green deck, this deck runs 4 pilot cards. It runs a Kira Yamato for the coordinator effect, as well as his ability to give preemptive strike, which is like first attack. The Arca Elmsman for his ability to give battle damage to your opponents. For every unit it destroys, he deals that unit's strike points to your opponent's nation pile. Hero Yui for a suicide effect, like in the show. And Troa Barton for adding shooting and striking points together. Now we're going to look at the command cards, which are like the magic cards or the instances cards in this game. We have 2 support for the Middle East. This lets you draw 2 cards. We then have 3 reply, which is a counter replay of 1 command card and place it back on top of the owner's nation pile. It's really good. We then have 5 Gundams confirmed. This card lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and any white Gundams in those 5 cards, you add them to your hand immediately, and any other cards, you put them in any order and add them back to the bottom of your nation pile. 2 Parts Thief. This card lets you return 1 unit on the field back to its owner's hand. Everyone's Help is a really good card for recycling your nation pile. It lets you send generators from your hand or in play to the junkyard or the graveyard, and you can move 3 cards per white generator from your discard pile back to your nation pile. It basically gives you life. It's a life gain card. Now on to the cards that are not in the red-green deck are called operation cards, and operation cards are like field cards or enchantments. Field cards if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Enchantments if you play Magic. We have 2 striker packs, and this card, during the resolution step of battle, if you roll it, that means if you put it in this position, it lets you not roll a unit with Gundam in its name during battle, which means it helps out with the phase shift ability, because like I said earlier, if a phase shift unit attacks and it's put in roll status, it returns to your hand, so this keeps it from having to go back to your hand at the end of battle. And I have 1 Plant Supreme Council. Plant Supreme Council says that during your draw phase, once per turn, you can put your hand back in your deck, shuffle it, and redraw that same number of cards. It's a really good card for when you have like really bad hands, and unfortunately I only have 1. I will be running 2 or 3. I only have 1 for the time being. Well, that is the white beatdown deck, and again I'm going to be trying to bring you all some videos about how to play Gundam War, because like I said, I'm really excited about this game. I really like this game. It's really fun, and I hope that you all are enjoying the videos. Let me know if you are, and if you aren't, then too bad. I'm still going to be doing these videos because I like them. So that's it. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you around. Peace.